We're back. We're back. We're now at the part of the season, aren't we, Duke? The games are coming thick and fast. I mean, we do the pre-match, we do the post-match. It's absolute chaos, isn't it?
Mate, I'll be honest with you. I'm struggling to find time to fit. You know, the videos that we're doing. Obviously, you and me have been in obviously constant contact. We spoke last night, didn't we? And we kind of did a rundown of what was going to be needed from us over the next couple of days. And it was, you know, I've just finished the, as you're aware, I just finished the Patreon, Two Spanners, One Hammer over on Hammer's chat with Ray and Charlie. Come straight onto this. We've got the game tomorrow, which I'm still umming and ahhing about going tomorrow. Then we've got the recording on Friday of tomorrow's post.
Yep.
Then we're needed. We're doing Saturday. We're doing the pre-match for Sunday. Plus, we might be doing another show with another channel, with Wayne on Saturday night.
Yep.
Then we've got the game on Sunday. Then we've got the post-match on Monday. Then Tuesday we've got to do the pre-match for the Man City game.
Yep.
And then
Thursday.
I'm not quite sure what I'm meant to sleep.
This was all your idea.
Right. In all fairness, I don't mind. I like, you know, listen, we spend so long being apart from people.
Yeah.
And not being able to connect. So we found, Andy's nailed it. We found a way to connect with other West Ham fans and have conversations. And this has been perfect, and I love doing this, and I will never not want to do it. But there are going to be times when I'm going to have to probably jump in the bath and turn my. I think I've done one of those.
I think you did.
I just haven't had time.
Thankfully, you had the camera turned off.
Camera off, obviously. I mean, you've been there, mate. You've had a couple of days there yourself where you just
laying on the bed.
Don't want to spruce yourself up. Can't be bothered to put any clothes on, lounging around in your boxers. But again, I wouldn't not want to do this. You know, I really enjoy what we do. I've absolutely loved meeting the people that we get to speak to. Peach, I was a third of the way through listening to your message on WhatsApp. It was, in all fairness, it was only a short message. It was only 1 minute 39 seconds.
That is short. It's barely a sentence.
I only got a little way. I only got a little way through it, and then I had to come onto the show. So I will come back to it, and I will message you later, mate. But everyone, yes, fast screen, Tom. Had to put the phone on the side on charge. There was no way I was running the risk of dropping that and having you lot hear me.
Well, 4 minutes in, I'm going to do my usual. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Duke, this is your job. What have they got to do with that bell thing?
Considering we've just been talking about a bath stream, maybe watch the bell. Maybe that
would
be to watch the bell.
Okay. I'm not too sure that sounds sort of like discernibly better than the other descriptions that we've used thus far. But yeah, we'll go with it.
The bell.
Polish the bell. Now there's one. You have a nice shiny bell. Shall we move on and discuss things about the Europa League? We're nearly 5 minutes in. It's probably about time, isn't it?
Is that an
we probably should. Yeah.
I'm considering.
Well, so tomorrow we rock up at 8 o'clock is the kickoff at London Stadium. Matchday 3 of 6 in Europa League Group H. We're currently 6 points in, and obviously won our first 2 games against Dinamo Zagreb away and at home against Rapid Vienna. And we got the game against Belgian side Genk. So, Duke, what do you know about the mighty Genk Is it about as much as everybody else, which is not very much?
From what I'm aware, they have a fella up front that's about 27 foot tall.
Yep.
We were linked with him, and he didn't come to us.
We were linked with a lot of people that didn't come to us, in fairness.
Well, there is that, but I knew some of them.
Yeah.
You know, these guys, to be fair, I know they're struggling this season across the board. They're not having the easiest of sides. I know a good result for us tomorrow will do us a favour with if the other result goes our way.
Yep.
I think you mentioned it on the post match of the Vienna game that if this goes in our favour, we're on 9 points and everyone else is on 3. So, you know, as Tom said earlier, tomorrow is where we qualify for the knockouts. You know, I'm confident, as I said on the Patreon show just a minute ago. I'm a 9.5, stroke 10 for confidence tomorrow of getting a result. As I say, they don't. They're not having the greatest of seasons, so I don't suppose they pose us much threat. That being said, we are West Ham.
And we've seen it many times, haven't we?
There is a
Astragugu.
There is a previous incantation of our team, Rob, that would turn up against the side and against maybe a striker that's having a mare going through a barren spell of he hasn't scored in about 17 years.
Yeah.
And you can guarantee he would score a hat-trick against us. And a team that hasn't won 7 games, you know, we roll over and go, here you go, guys, there's 3 points on us. I think this is a very West Ham, different West Ham that we're currently seeing. So, I mean, that's why I'm as confident as I am, is that these guys, you know, it's a complete
character, isn't it?
Different character, different mentality, everything. You know, everything screams. I say everything screams more professional. There are still some surface elements, but as a setup, we are in a significantly better place. Yeah, I've just had one of the lads downstairs text me and ask me if he can turn it off. He's a Man U fan, and
that's not Jordan, is it?
It is, yeah. Jordan's
I thought so. So, in answer to you, Walshy, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is. But I don't know whether you can see this, but bobbing around in there.
No.
Yeah.
Absolute reprobate.
What is I like it strong. I like it strong. What's the matter with you? You got no sense of adventure. No sense of adventure. You might recognise it. Yeah, it's young Jake.
Oh, it's this young man.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, I thought you might have picked something else up early.
Now. Well, I did a little bit of research on Genk. Did you know they're actually not that old of a team? In terms of their history, they go back to 1988.
Okay, so they're right.
They were actually formed out of a merger of 2 separate clubs. I'm just looking here on Wikipedia. In actual fact, I've got to pay a little bit of credit for this because I was actually listening to the West Ham is Why We Drink podcast. And if any of you guys don't have a clue, go on to Spotify, have a search, give him a subscribe. Wayne, he's an absolute diamond of a bloke. You could. It's some good stuff. I was listening to his podcast that he did with Bootsy yesterday, I think it was, or it might have been today. And yeah, he said that basically it was a formation of 2 clubs that came together in 1988. Watershea Thor and KFC Winterslag.
That is amazing.
KFC had a team.
KFC
Winterslag. I kid you not.
That is what a name.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? So they historically they're not sort of like they haven't got that much in terms of history. They only go back that far, but they've qualified for European competitions quite a bit lately. Just looking here, they've been winners of the Belgian First Division 1, 2, 3, 4 times in their history, and they've been runners up 3 times. For a team that's only been in sort of like business since 1988, that's not bad. And they've been in Champions League tournaments as well. They've played 22 matches in the Champions League in one way, shape, or form. I'm guessing some of that is qualifiers as well as the Champions League group stage proper. But even so, again, looking at this for a team that's only been in existence since 1988, they've played 98 games in all European competitions.
Well, for a start, what's that? What are we talking? 30.
That's 33, isn't it?
33 years. That's not bad. Listen, they're obviously experienced in all of that. Let's be fair. If I may, I'm unsure if he still is, but there's a young man that's just got into bed. Logan has just got into bed. He has stolen Joe's phone, and apparently he is watching me on.
Hey, hello, Logan.
Just as proof in the pudding. I don't know if you can see this.
Good lad.
He's actually watching this on his Nintendo.
That's mental.
Go get in the bed, you, and carry on watching. Kiss, love you.
See you, Logan. Take care, mate.
Peach
see you later, mate.
Peach
is in the building. We know he's your favourite. I'm not offended.
Yeah, Joe just came in, bought me a cup of tea, and told me that he's watching me laying in bed. So give him a little chat. He'll be taking over. He'll be taking over this once you and me are done, mate. He'll be
Well, if you can't make it one night, just wheel him in.
Mate, it wouldn't surprise me. He'd do a better job than me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Right. So that's basically a brief and potted history of who Genk are. Because to be honest with you, KFC, Winterslag, and what was the other team? Something Thought. Watershy Thor.
Something to do with Mjolnir or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I am going to start up once we're done here. Probably for about the hour before I have to go down and do the tills in the bar. I think I might have to start up a new version of Football Manager and input my own team.
What, KFC Winterslag?
And then I'm going to use all the West Ham YouTube channel and these guys in our chat and you and me, and I'm going to put us as the football team. I think I'm going to spend some time creating a false Remayan KFC Winterslag mix of players. So.
By the way, we as Titch has just put there, 41. That's the magic number.
I'll tell you what, it's coming on massively, isn't it? That's not like.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. We're like I say, Steve, obviously, who contributes quite often to the channel. And if you're watching, Steve, hello, mate. Hope you're well. We had a conversation and he turned around and said, I think you'll be at 1,000 by, I think he said Christmas or New Year. And I said, to be honest with you, I'd be happy if we got sort of like 600 to 800 by that time. Well, we've gone past that. So I'm like, fair enough.
We are on the precipice of that 1,000, aren't we? Let's be honest. I mean, neither of us, we both discussed this, and I know we're going slightly off topic, considering this is a pre-match.
Always.
We both discussed this at the very beginning, didn't we? That, the numbers subscriber-wise weren't really an issue for us.
Nah. Still aren't really in a way.
And they still aren't, but it's the fact that these guys, this side, there we go, in the chat.
Yeah, that lot over there.
That lot over there. That way. I don't know anymore. I'm done. This is why we do it. This time. Here we go. I give up. I really do.
I've actually got Arnie's voice in my head now, thanks, Titch. Do it now!
No. But no, these guys in the chat make it all worthwhile. They make it all worthwhile. This is why you guys. I'm not going to point anymore. Them guys. I got it right.
Yeah. I get confused as well, to be fair. but that happens quite a lot, as my family will tell you.
Yeah,
In fact, they've often told you that.
Yeah, you're at that age. I mean, there was a quiz question that I'm pretty sure you were around for last night in the pub, wasn't it?
Like that, is it? Oh, we're going to bring that one up, are we?
Invented the computer. You were there helping him. Was it 1885?
Oh, I thought you meant the Garincha one.
Oh, that was a good question, though. I'd like to point out that was a very good question.
And did I surprise you that I knew what his name meant in English from Portuguese?
I'll be honest. Once you told me, something pinged in the back of my head that was like, "Yeah, I know that."
Yeah.
But,
the little bird.
It doesn't surprise me that you knew, because you are absolutely full of stuff and things and what's it.
Like CFAX, just full of useless information. Should we get on? Should we get back on sort of like onto the topic at hand, Duke?
Go for it. Well,
let's do it. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of that particular banner, and I'm going to bring this in. So, Duke, hang on, I'll get rid of that. Right now, this is the team. This is my 11. This is may or may not resemble what Mr. Moyes chucks out tomorrow. Who knows?
Not players played in the positions that they're meant to.
Oh, don't you start. Just because once I put Ryan Fredericks on the left wing. Once. And you use that as a stick to beat me with ever since. And did you receive it, Duke? Peach wants to know.
I'm pretty sure he aimed this at you the other night, didn't he? How we turned this on me? And as I said to the one that you sent, JC Peach, very much the same. It was a miniature chocolate. It wasn't even a mouthful.
I couldn't possibly comment. Okay, so like I say, this is my 11. This is may or may not be anywhere near what would go out, but I would put Areola in goal. Not because Fabianski had a poor game. It's just that Areola needs to play. It's as simple as that. I don't really need to explain too much more. Ben Johnson, I'd keep him in at right back because I don't think he did anything wrong. And, he's a young lad. He's fit. He's not maybe got the minutes that he maybe would have liked to have had this season. So I think he's got plenty of gas in the tank to play a second game in a couple of days. I'd keep Kurt Zouma in and I'd put Issa Diop alongside him. Not because Ogbonna had a mare or anything. Obviously, he scored the only goal against Everton, but he's that much older. Maybe he does need a rest. I'm just looking at all these comments and it's putting me off. I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to. You sots. You lot in your live chat. You're really mischievous. I'm telling you, honestly. Anyway, so yeah, I'd put Diop alongside his French compatriot, and I would put alongside them at left back. Yes, I would give Cresswell the night off, and ordinarily I come over a little bit nervous when I see Masuaku at left fullback, but I just think that Cresswell could do with a little bit of a rest. I mean, what is he now? 31, 32?
He only wish for those days, don't he?
Yeah, behave. So yeah, and to be fair, this is a home tie against a team that are not doing that well. I mean, they've won 1 in their last 5 in all competitions, so they're not really in rampant form. They're not doing too well in their domestic league. They're not doing too well in the Europa League. So, to be honest, I think if there's a game that we could get away with putting Masuaku at left fullback, it's probably this one. The 2 central holding midfielders, I would keep Souček and Rice there, and I'll tell you why. I know you could turn around and say, maybe they need a rest or this, that, and the other. Well, I actually saw signs on Sunday that they were starting as a partnership to look like what we saw last season. And I just think, do you know what? Let's just keep them together just for a little bit longer to try and see, to get them a little bit more in tune with one another, tuning up the band, as it were. So I would keep them in. I'd keep Fornals on the left of the offensive midfield three. I'd bring Vlasic in as the number 10. I'd put Yarmolenko wide right, and I would move Jared Bowen to the central striker. Duke, your thoughts?
I just heard a young man by the name of Jake Cox scream in his sleep as you mentioned, Yarmolenko starting
The
tomorrow.
Ukrainian donkey. Yeah, I know.
I do
Sorry, Jake.
I do believe I heard him have a sleepful nervous breakdown. I'm gonna say no.
I tell you, before you give that, you guys that are watching in the live chat, get your 11 in. Let's see what you would put out, not what you think Mr. Moyes would put out. What you would put out if you was in the manager's sheet in the hot seat. Sorry, Duke.
The what?
The hot seat. Yeah,
sure.
I know.
I'm pretty sure you
it's
just
the old
David Moyes' pet dolly. That's all I'm saying.
well,
And you're saying if you were in the manager's hot seat. I mean, I
yeah.
don't know what's going on with you.
I'll blame the tea bag.
Your brain is in the gutter. That's all I'm saying. In the gutter. Now, as I was saying before, you rudely decided to go all Welsh on me. Sorry, any Welsh people in the chat.
No, you're not.
No. There are of your changes.
Yep.
Areola, yes, in goal.
Okay.
Johnson, Zuma. I have no opinion on who starts alongside Zuma. It can be any one of the other three. Even to a degree, I wouldn't even have the hump if Baptiste started in there.
Really?
I wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, wouldn't be concerned.
What would be your reasoning?
No problem with.
Putting Baptiste in.
As you've already said, it's game time for him, but it's not against the side that necessarily has the ability to cause us too many problems. Again, I might be West Hamming this right now, but I don't see. You could have Ashby in there. Again, wouldn't be too much of a drama. But I wouldn't listen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be upset if Baptiste did start. Masuaku, got no qualms with him starting in there. I think we can afford in this game, again, much the same as Baptiste starting. It's one of them games where you can afford to have King Arthur start at left back and not be overly troubled by a situation. If Arthur does start, then maybe I wouldn't like to see Baptiste on that side of the pitch. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Do check fresh from possibly having he did have plastic surgery after the game against Everton. A few more scars to bear.
Yeah.
His absolute devotion to our club, and I love him. Declan Rice, you're right in what you said. Both of them looked like they were back to their old selves at the weekend. We saw some late runs from Souček into the box. I'm kind of in agreement with both of those guys there. I'd probably rather see Lanzini come in there, if I'm honest.
Okay. Alongside Declan Rice.
Alongside Declan Rice. Lanzini performed very well in Declan Rice's absence. I think it was against Burnley. And kind of helped us make a reasoning that we could save ourselves some money in that situation. Fornals, yes, I don't see him going anywhere. He has been pivotal. I did see someone post the weekend about you can't say anything about Pablo Fornals because he runs. It's not just his running; it's his work rate. He might not be showing what we've discussed before about the flair and the skills and what he did for the under-21s with the assists and the goals, in the under-21 championships a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it's everything else he does. It's his work rate off the ball as well. Vlasic, I am neither here nor there that gentleman starts, but I would prefer it not in that position.
Really?
I would rather see Benny in there. And that's a massive turnaround in the year for me. But I would rather see Benny in that starting position. Bowen, again, I have no preference that he does or doesn't start in that position. I would rather see him out where Yarmolenko is. Yarmolenko on the bench and Vlasic up top. But then also the possibility that Antonio does start, we get to half time, we see where we're at, and then we maybe make some wholesale changes. Obviously, very conscious that it's Spurs on Sunday. Very conscious. But then, as I said in the
their
Patreon
cup
video,
final.
It's their cup final, considering they're the ones that are making 10 changes to their team tomorrow. They're the ones that are going to drop Harry Kane and Heung-min Son tomorrow because they need the result against us on Sunday. That's the key be-all and end-all. They need the result against us more than we need the result against them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That being said, again, the conversation with Charlie and Ray, I'd rather see. Are we back?
I don't know if it's your internet that's playing around again, Duke. You anyway, went a bit funny there.
I'd rather see us tomorrow and draw the as strong a team as we can put out.
Okay, fair enough. Right, shall we get on to the Genk? What I've managed to cobble together about Genk, as I say, they're not exactly a team I've got a great deal of knowledge about. I'm having to do what everybody else does and go onto Wikipedia. What?
I love the fact that you do this, right? And you've
what,
done
the research?
No,
what, the research?
Not necessarily the research. You put together a team that. Sorry, caught me. You put together a team that we both know. We both know. You could even have the goalkeeper up front, and none of us here, myself included, the gentlemen and ladies in the live chat, I don't know if there are any ladies this evening, if you are, say hello. They must be, we don't know. We don't know. You could make up names. Like we have the random Mr. Lester in the chat sometimes. Or
you leave Mo alone. He's a good lad.
Or who was the former player? He used to play for Man City, Paul Dickoff. Yeah, him. You could put any of them made up names in, mate.
There was a worse one that played for Newcastle. I don't know if he had. Well, I say played. He was in the squad. Do you remember a guy called Brian Penis?
Yes.
That's true, kids. There was a player that played for Newcastle called Brian. I think it was spelled Pinas. Brian Penis.
That's unfortunate.
It's really unfortunate. I think he was South American, if I remember right. I think he was Venezuelan, Colombian, something like that. But he was a penis. There you go.
I feel that he might have something to say against your comment that he was a penis. He is a penis.
That was his surname.
No, he is a penis, not...
Yeah. Mr. Penis. Right. Okay. So, Genk. Right. That was their last Europa League match. They went 4-3-3. And now I'm going to draw your attention to there's two players on here, well, three actually, that I want to just sort of like briefly talk about. Paul Onuachu, who we've obviously spoken about just recently, as their striker, 6'7" Nigerian international. Now we've been linked with Duke, and
wait. Tom's brain just went exactly where mine did.
Now,
yes, he's not the only one.
No, what? Sorry. Oh, this one.
No, exactly where you were.
Oh, right. Oh, that one. Now he was one of the three. He's one of the three players I want to talk about. Well, yes.
Okay,
yeah, he's one of the three players I wanted to talk about. So Paul Onuachu, the striker, who we've been linked with, it's Joseph Pansil. Joseph Pansil. Now he is Ghanaian. He is Ghanaian, same as John Pansil was. I can't find anything, though, that suggests that he is related in any way, shape, or form to John Pansil. It may well be that Pansil is like the Ghanaian equivalent of Smith or Jones, and it's quite a common surname. So it may well be that there's absolutely no connection between the two. But I straight away I saw that, and the same as Tom, he's obviously latched straight onto it. I did the same. I was like, Jay Pansil, and I was like, oh, right. Oh, it's Joseph Pansil. And just looking on Transfer Market, he's a left winger, 23 years of age. As I say, he's Ghanaian from Accra. He's played 60. Hang on a minute. Where is it? He's been at Genk since 2018. He's had a couple of spells out on loan, one thing and another. He's played for Genk. He's 67 matches, 7 goals, 5 assists. The other player I wanted to bring your attention to, can you notice who's in the name in number 42, Duke?
Any relation of Eric?
It's his son.
Is it really?
It's Eric Torstvedt's son. Yes, Christian Torstvedt. Yeah, that is his boy, the ex-Tottenham and Norway goalkeeper, Eric Torstvedt. That's his offspring.
How old is he then?
I think he's about 23, something like that. Hang on just a moment. Since you've asked so nicely, I'm going to look. Christian Torstvedt, he's 22.
Wow, so he's... I mean, Eric Torstvedt was back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Late 80s, early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, so he's had him young then, hasn't he? Oh, old. That's what
Yeah.
He's had him at an age, yeah.
Yeah. But Genk as a rule, and I've looked through all of their games this season, and this is their last league match. They tend to flip between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1. So I've got no idea what they're going to put out. I mean, the 2 previous Europa League games, they've played 4-3-3 in both of them. But if you look at their squads in the Belgian league as well, they tend to switch between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1. So I don't really know what we're probably... I would suggest we're probably going to face 4-3-3 because that's what they've played in the previous Europa League games. But who knows? Who knows? But one other name that I wanted to sort of mention here, number 3, Sad Dick. Just because it might get a cheap laugh.
There's no...
Listen, we talked about penis earlier.
You know our audience, and you've gone there because you
Of course. You know. They've got a sick sense of humour like the rest of us. So there you go. Yeah, Onuachu, Torstvedt's there. Another player that I've heard mentioned and has been spoken of fairly highly is the young centre back there. His name's Mark McKenzie. Now he's 22 years of age. He's an American. He went to Genk from Philadelphia Union in the MLS. He's a centre back, can also play left back. And he's a guy that I've heard a few people bigging up and saying he's a half decent player. I don't know whether he's possibly someone that could maybe make the step up to Premier League. Walshy, naughty, very, very naughty. But yeah, he's a guy. I'd say we might want to, if he plays tomorrow, he might be someone you might want to keep half an eye on, along with Joseph Pansil and Paul Onuachu. They're the 3 players that I'm going to be watching like a hawk from my vantage point, if they should all play. So.
Do you think? Obviously, Onuachu, what is he? 6'7"? Is he the Undertaker a run for his money in a wrestling match? If I remember rightly, that was why we were interested in him, because of his presence in the air. Now, that being said, this is where we're going to need Zuma and possibly even Obama, Diop, because of their dominance, especially Zuma, his dominance in the air. If we're coming up against this guy and they do decide that they're just going to bombard that box, you know, this is why I think I would like Areola in goal, because he commands his box. Casey, we've had this conversation numerous times. that's what I'd like to see there. If that's their game plan, a goalkeeper that's going to command his box and two centre backs that are going to be quite dominant or have been dominant in the air. That being said, I'm going to need a left back that can defend, because if they're going to be getting down the left and right to put crosses in, you know, King Arthur's that's not his strength, is it? So I think we need to be very, very wary of what that's going to be. That kind of their game plan with that. Like I say, 6'7". If they bombard a lot of balls into the box, you know, a la us and Andy Carroll, you know, target man football. I just don't want that to be our undoing of a very what's been a very successful beginning to our Europa League campaign, is that we come unstuck against a very root one set of individuals.
Having said that, I've watched this guy on YouTube, and yeah, obviously at 6'7", he makes use. Behave. He obviously makes use of his frame, and why not? If you're 6'7", yeah, go.
You play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths, but he's actually pretty decent on the deck as well.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll see.
So, but there you go. We'll see what happens. Just to sort of say, if anyone's interested, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. That is the Belgian league as we speak. Genk, 6th place. Not really sort of pulling up any trees. In fact, as I said earlier, they're actually on a run at the minute where in all competitions they've actually only won one match of their last 5. So we're possibly catching them at a very good moment.
Or a bad moment, mate, dependent on which way you want to look at it. I mean, they've got to win at some point, and I wish them luck, and I hope it's the game after ours. But you know, it just depends, doesn't it? I mean, that makes for some wonderful reading.
Does, doesn't it?
You kind of want to see Vienna pick up the win against Zagreb tomorrow, don't we?
Yeah.
But again, they haven't scored a goal yet. You know, so that doesn't do any favours. So, you know what, Fitness, you say that, and you say that's the level of the league. Is Cullen smashing it? I personally think Cullen could have done a job for us this season. And I think we were silly to let the lad go. I would have loved to have seen him stay at the club and do a job. I think he performed admirably for the couple of years he was down at Charlton, and had certainly paid his dues to be given the chance of breaking through to our first team. So I don't think that probably is any kind. That's your opinion. You're more than welcome to that. And you know, mine is that the representation of the league isn't really a representation of Cullen as a player. Personally, I mean,
and to be fair, there's been some good players that have come through the Belgian league. Yes, the Belgian league is not a quality league. It's not like the Bundesliga. It's not like La Liga. It's not like Serie A. It's definitely not like the Premier League. But there's been some quality players down the years. I mean, you know, Vincent Kompany came out of there. Kevin De Bruyne has come out of there. Thibaut Courtois. You look at all of the Belgian players, they've all at some point come through Belgian football. They've not stayed for long, admittedly. But it is what it is. You know, they can produce some good players, but they're going to move on. Scott, hope you're well, mate. Anyway, but yeah, tomorrow I'm a West Ham fan primarily, but I will be cheering on Rapid Vienna. That's for damn sure, because obviously if that does come to pass, we're 6 points clear with 3 games left, and that's we're almost there, aren't we? At that point, surely. I mean, it would take quite a collapse, you know, from three games, 3 wins, if that happens, to then not get into the next stage of the competition, or at least make the playoff round against the Champions League teams.
I don't want the playoff rounds.
No, I don't either. But
I made a perfect statement to it many times, actually, not just on here but on others. We are currently, and if my memory serves, we are currently now only 7 wins away from taking this trophy. And 3 of those games.
Well, if we win tomorrow and we win the game after that, then that's us into the last 16. I would have thought.
Yeah.
Because then we have 12 points. I don't really see that the other teams could then overtake us, really. So, so that's 2 wins. So then you get to the last 16.
So we've got
2 wins.
We've got 3 games left in this.
Yep.
4 games left in this. Sorry, because we've got 2 against Genk. So we've got 4 games left in this group stage, and then I believe it's quarterfinal, semi-final, final, isn't it? Or is it?
It's last 16. Last 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final, and the finals one match.
8 games, 8 wins.
Yeah.
And 4 of those are against teams in our league that have not been performing admirably. So then really, we've only got 4 games, and they're knockout games. And on our day, in knockout games, we can hold our own with the best, and I don't doubt that. We proved that a few weeks ago against United. Yeah. We can prove it again in 7 days' time against City. You know, we are no pushovers when it comes to a 1-game winner-takes-all scenario. And as Fitness has said there, Leverkusen, I do believe, were one of the favourites. Before the tournament kicked off. Obviously, we are. Got to remember that you're going to end up with some teams coming down and out of the Champions League. And the way Man U are performing this evening, I wouldn't be surprised to see them if they continue their bullshit.
Can we go against? Does anybody know? Can we go against another English team in this playoff round?
Depends on the draw now, doesn't it? I don't know. See,
I know they're kept apart. Yeah, because I know they keep teams from the same nation apart up to a certain point in the competition, and then they sort of say, okay, fine, whatever. But I don't know whether at the playoff round, whether that's still a restriction in place or not. I've got no idea. But do you know what?
So,
over 2 legs, I'd actually wouldn't be that bothered about facing Man United.
Is it third team?
The third team from the Champions League, yes, they dropped down. It's a bit like the third place team in the group. If we was to finish third, God forbid, we'd go into the Conference League.
Yeah, but we'd win that, so I'm not concerned. So at the moment, as it would stand after 3 games, Club Brugge. Because you got PSG on 7, City on 6, Bruges on 4, and Leipzig surprisingly on 0.
Okay.
I say surprisingly when you consider who they're in the group with.
Group B is
Liverpool on 9, Atletico and Porto on 4, and AC remarkably on 0.
Crazy.
Conceded 6 goals in their 3 games. Group C, you have Ajax on 9, Dortmund on 6. You'd expect both of those at this point to come out of that group.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Sporting and Besiktas in that situation. Now,
I wouldn't want to go to Turkey.
No, you're right. This is the interesting one.
Go on.
So Group D, Sheriff atop.
Wow.
On 6 points, with Real Madrid also on 6, but goal difference. Goal difference is actually in Madrid's favour, but because Sheriff got the victory over Madrid,
the head-to-head.
Sheriff atop.
Yep.
Inter Milan are currently 3rd.
Wow.
With
champions
4
of
points.
Italy.
Then you have Group E. Oh, shit, the bed.
What?
Group E, Bayern Munich are leading it with 7 points. Benfica are currently 2nd with 5 points.
Yeah.
Barcelona are currently 3rd with 3 points. And to be honest with you, I'd take that all day long, Rob.
I would. Two-legger.
I'd take that all day long.
Yeah.
And then you've got
Bring 'em on.
Then you've got Group F, Atalanta are top, 7 points with the current results as they stand. Villarreal, because Atalanta are now 2-1 up. It's Man U have got a goal back.
Yep. TDC said it's Rashford's just pulled one
Oh,
back.
it was
Yeah.
Rashford. I missed that. I was looking down here. Young Boys and Man United are third and fourth on the same points. And then you've got Salzburg and Sevilla. Actually, you've got Salzburg on 7. You've got Sevilla, Lille, and Wolfsburg on 3, 2, and 2, respectively. And then you've got Juve, top of their group, on 7. Chelsea, who are currently 3-0 up against Malmo with 6. You've got Zenit on 4, and Malmo, who have conceded 10 in their opening 3 games.
No need for that. No need for that.
In my opinion, and it's not that of Falls from Iron or anyone else related to this channel. He looks more like a blow-up doll than a blow-up doll looks like a blow-up doll, if I'm honest with you.
Do you remember Beauty and the Beast in the late 80s, early 90s, the American TV series?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm honest,
Vincent.
Can I be honest with you and
Go
say I'd rather have a go on Baroness Brady.
Oh, that's plumbing the depths, isn't it? Seriously?
That's how bad the other situation is. I'm pretty sure that Amanda Stanley appeared in that episode of Only Fools and Horses where they had to dump them because they were blowing up and exploded.
I told her not to have the mutton vindaloo.
My opinion, not that of Falls from Iron. So if this gets to Amanda Stanley, go fuck yourself.
It's an opinion. There you go. You can't be sued for an opinion. There you go. You want some Duke? Would you like to feast yourself on some nuggets? Behave. I'm gonna give you the nuggets whether you like it or not. We and Genk.
I was just reading Peach's comment.
Oh, what one? Hang on. What, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be about right, Peach. That might improve things. The answer's still no.
She looks like the Joker anyway.
Yeah, the answer would still be no. We and Genk will face off in a European competition for the first time. We last played against Belgian opposition in 1976 when we lost the Cup Winners' Cup final against Anderlecht. Josh Cullen's team.
Yeah.
Not good. Genk have lost both of their away matches against English opponents to date. They were beaten 0-5 by Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League in 2011 and 12 before falling 1-2 to Liverpool in the same competition in November 2019. That's a reason to be cheerful, isn't it?
I mean,
behave yourself, Walshy. Behave yourself.
Over mine.
I'll probably see you at the boats on Sunday, mate. Be careful.
I might just rock. Oh no, I can't. I'm in the kitchen now, and I was just I might just rock up and enjoy the boats while you were at the game. To be honest with you, mate, Genk. Well, I said none of the teams that we're facing in this tournament concern me, Gatesy, right now. These 3 that we've got, none of them concern me. And that might sound big-headed. That might sound over-arrogant and everything else. But they didn't when the draw was made, and from what I've seen so far, they certainly don't now. So, you know, this here with the fact that they haven't beaten English opposition. Yes, I'm fully aware that we have the ability to West Ham it, but that was the old West Ham. We're a completely different kettle of fish now. So, I can't see this being a problem.
Absolutely. Nugget number 3. Declan Rice has scored both of West Ham's UEFA Europa League matches this season. He could become just the third hammer to score in 3 consecutive appearances in major European competition, excluding qualifiers, after David Cross in 1980 and Brian Deere in 1965. Psycho and Stag.
You were there for both of them, weren't you?
I'm not even going to dignify that statement with an answer, mister.
You want to know what frustrates me the most out of that?
Go on.
That nugget. Is why is it not in chronological order? Why have they done 1980?
I know. Mind you, I suppose it's in reverse chronological order because they've gone Declan Rice if he does it. David Cross was the next most recent, and then Brian Deere was after that.
No, I'm not having it.
Or before that.
Not
So.
having it at all.
Well, I might bump into you
Cheers,
Sunday,
buddy.
mate. I'll be down the boats at some point. I think I'm down there tomorrow, but I don't know sort of timings and whatever. But I'm sure I'll bump into you, and I might buy you a lemonade. What's this? Oh, yeah.
It's the next one for you, Gates. He's got a question for you.
Steve Grizovic, all day long and twice on Sundays. Don't even go there. Mind you, hang on. Mind you, she's a multi-millionairess, isn't she?
Oh, mate, there ain't enough money in the world.
Oh, listen, I'd just take a brown paper bag. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
Should we move on to the next nugget before I get in any more trouble?
Please, before we get arrested.
Okay. Genk have only been beaten 4 times in 19 away matches in the UEFA Europa League, winning 7 and drawing 8. They beat SK Rapid Vienna away from home on Matchday 1 and could win consecutive away games in the competition for the first time.
No, it's not happening, is it? Listen, at the end of the... listen, I can't see us dropping any points tomorrow. I can't.
I'd be shocked.
I get all of these, and you know, I get all the little nuggets and the information that we get and stuff like that, but I just don't see it. I don't see them having anything. You know, we discussed the other day. In fact, I discussed earlier today. Yes, Fred.
I'd have to take my eyes out.
To wear 2 eye patches like that.
Yeah.
Or even one of them night sleepy things that you get on a plane.
Just lie back and think of the payoff.
Lie back and think of thoughts for mine. Don't think of me. Okay. You know, you talk about the Everton side. Are there any of the Everton team that could get into our team? They're starting 11 from ours on Sunday. The answer is no.
Yep.
There's Genk couldn't even get Mick Jagger and have him sing me to sleep afterwards.
That's really put you off there, hasn't it? You've lost your train of thought.
The Genk side wouldn't even get in our under 23s, I don't think. Oh no, actually, maybe.
Wow.
I just don't see any of them getting past what we've already got. There certainly isn't any that are any better than what we already have. Maybe Onuachu is better than Yarmolenko. Maybe I'm better than Yarmolenko, but you know, he's on the downside of the equation, isn't he? He's on the way out of the equation, not way in. So yeah, listen, makes no difference. We're going to win tomorrow, Frenia.
I think I've got one more nugget. Here we go. West Ham boss David Moyes has only faced Belgian opposition once before during his managerial career. His Everton side were eliminated by Standard Liège in the first round of the UEFA Cup 2008-09.
No, don't care.
No, neither do I.
Our West
Different
Ham
team.
side is significantly better than the Everton team, and this Genk side are probably a poorer version of that Standard Liège side. So it makes no difference. It really makes no difference, grand scheme of things. I am full of confidence to the point that I could be accused of having overconfidence right now of what tomorrow's result will be.
Well, we're obviously West Ham fans, so we're probably going to have a slightly biased point of view on who's going to win it. Bookies aren't biased. Bookies are not biased. Well, the bookies, Bet365, other bookmakers are available. But if Bet365, if you're any representative of yours are watching this, and if you want to make a sponsorship deal with Falls from Iron West Ham United's YouTube channel, you know how to get hold of us. Anyway, that's it. We are 11-4 on favourites to get the full-time result. They are 15-2 against, and the draw you can get at 4-1. Duke, you going to put a cheeky fiver on at 4-11 on, or 11-4 on?
What? So I can get 25p back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'll do a bet builder. I'll do a bet builder 3-0. Antonio to score any time, and probably over 15 corners in the game.
No, I would not. Definitely not. There might be more. might be more value in this particular market. I'll tell you what, hang on. Let me just get rid of that. I'll go full screen. I'll get rid of that. And then I'll zoom in a little bit. There you go. Right. So, how about anytime bets? Michail Antonio, he's 11-10 on. Odds on again.
That's enough even money.
Yeah.
Put a fiver on, win £9 back. If you're going to make that bet, you've got to make it worth your while.
What would you pick?
Those to score any time.
Yeah.
Vlasic isn't a bad bet.
Do you know what's jumping off the page at me? Souček.
Thomas Souček.
Yep. 12-5 on. 12-5 against.
Souček, or even Fornals, mate.
Yeah, that's got to be worth a fiver, isn't it?
Hang on a minute. There's another name that's just jumped out on there as well.
Go on.
And Andras Nemeth. Now,
okay.
Wasn't there? Was it Middlesbrough maybe? Slizard
Nemeth. Yeah, I remember him.
Liverpool maybe, or is it definitely Borough Nemeth? I wonder if that's any kind of because at the moment we've got John Pansill's probably nephew.
Yeah.
We've got Torsvet's son.
I'm looking on his Wikipedia page. There's nothing to say that he's related to anyone that we've ever heard of, so probably not, I would suggest.
No, maybe not.
Yeah. So yeah, where's your fiver going? Souček or Fornals? You've only got one fiver. You can only spend it once. I mean, their odds are the same, but you'd go Souček.
Probably going to be Souček, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the fact that they're not related. One's Ghanaian and the other one's Slovakian, so I think we can quite easily rule that one out.
Yeah. Yes, that was him, Tom. Yeah. Slizzard the lizard. Right. Okay.
For 4 years. Jesus Christ.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Duke, score prediction.
3-0.
3-0. Yeah, I'm going same. Yeah, I'm going same.
I'll tell you what, I might even have a look at the bet build out because I would actually probably go Vlasic, Souček, and Antonio to be the goal scorers in that game.
Okay.
He's that confident that if he starts Antonio, that those three, Antonio, Vlasic, and
No, just no, Peach, no. I don't know what side of you are on. I really don't, but you need to stop. You need to stop.
Dick Insider.
Dick Insider, yeah. My wife likes that as well.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Before we wrap it up, Duke. Don't. I'll sort it out later. Don't worry. If I come on the stream afterwards with a black eye, then you know what's happened. Guys, don't forget that there. You know the drill. Copy and paste it. Put it onto your social media platforms. This family needs our help. Isla Caton, who I think it's 2 days now, she turned 7. She's still got neuroblastoma. That is still something that she's having to battle. Her family still need help. So just copy and paste this information. You'll find it in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. Just put it onto your social media platforms. Let's keep the momentum behind this campaign, guys. This family still needs help. It's real simple. If you can put any money in the pot, you've got the Just Giving link there. Please give generously. And we thank you very much indeed, as always, for your attention. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up there, Duke?
Yes. Slizard Nemeth won the League Cup with Borough in 2003, 2004. Just something that's cropped up. No, if everyone can indeed get behind Isla's fundraising, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I've got something in the pipeline, obviously, with regards to the pub that we're going to look to do, hopefully in and around the Christmas period, maybe a little bit after. But it's certainly something that we're going to consider doing. So yeah, watch this space, as I say. It's a fantastic reason to raise some money for this young girl. So let's do that. I'm going to leave you with another fundraiser. We need to raise some money to be able to help Tom catch a plane from London City to Newcastle. So if anyone wants to donate to Tom's cause and probably several brown bags and a couple of packs of rubbers wouldn't go, Mr. Damon.
You are horrible. You're a horrible man. Horrible man. But to be fair, safety first.
Big up the man there.
I was going to say though, London City Airport from where he is, it's a bit of a trot.
That's true, yeah.
No bags required. I'll keep eye contact. Are you boss-eyed as well? It's the only way you're managing it, mate. Come on, let's keep it real.
No, it'd be like that. It'd be like that scene in Shrek, wouldn't it? Where she transforms in the stage.
Oh no. He will be at the end. He will be boss-eyed. You're damn right. You will, mate. Let me tell you. Coming soon to Pornhub. Could you imagine that? Oh, should we end it there?
I'm gonna need to.
Okay, guys. Don't forget, drop a like on the stream if you haven't already done so. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Again, unless you've already done so. Duke, what have they got to do with that ringy thing?
Well, Tom's going to need to wash the bell.
Wash the bell. She is, Titch. She is very scary looking. The only person that's possibly as scary looking as that is my mother-in-law. She says she's heard that, so I'm in trouble now. Okay, Duke, what are we?
Fucking massive.
We are. Thanks for joining us, guys. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.